Spark FM Online, number one for urban and Caribbean music. We are here. Good morning. Good morning, all of the people, all of you, all the wares, everywhere you are. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. And good morning to you.
You get a good morning. You get a good morning. And you get him good morning.
You gotta get him some more energy, man.
Woo!
Good morning, America. How you doing? More fire.
This is why we a team.
That's the team.
I don't got a lot for y'all today. I don't got a lot. I got it.
I'm so tired.
Man.
I'm so tired.
Man.
But
mercy.
Good morning to you all. I hope you all are doing well and having a good day.
Fantastical.
Mhm.
Did I do better, Tues?
Yes, that's great.
Thank you.
That's nice.
Fantabulous.
Thank you.
Fantabulous. Obviously, Rockstone Triz and Miss Tony will be doing most of the talking and things today and giving you the energy you guys deserve. I, however, will make sure that things are mediated and mandated. See what I did there? Double M.
Double
Marsha
M.
Montano.
Marsha Montano.
Yes. See
Double
what I
M.
did there? I want to see Marsha Montano. You saw him though.
Oh man, that was the best thing about BRT.
Was it?
That was the only thing.
I'm
Really?
That was like the only thing that was good about
He was
it.
amazing.
It was Marshall. Listen, that was a great show.
And he's getting up there in age too, and he's still doing the thing.
Yeah.
He's a performer.
He's not as active
Mhm.
as like he was 10 years ago.
I get it.
I
get it.
And he's like, he told everybody, he said, thank y'all for rocking with me 41 years.
Wow, 41 years. And still the greatest of all. Still the GOAT.
Still.
Yeah, the thing about Marshall is like his songs speak for themselves. Like he doesn't have to do a lot of performing because you are going to perform to his songs.
Mm-hmm.
That movie song, when that comes on, let me make a movie. I want to make a movie.
I haven't watched that movie.
All the time.
Was it Bazodi?
Bazodi, yep.
I want to watch. Did I watch that? I haven't watched it either.
That's a good movie.
Where's it on? Hulu?
Probably on
the
Tiny
YouTube.
Zone.
No, that one definitely not on Tiny Zone.
I think
YouTube.
it's on Prime, actually.
Mm.
It's somewhere on one of those
You
things.
know what I want to watch too? There is a movie with Nick Cannon. It's called like King of the Dance Hall or something like that.
watch it. Don't watch
Is it
Don't do
terrible?
to yourself.
Oh my God.
Nah.
Hey, Diva Nicozian's in
He
it.
has a movie called King of the Dance, so don't do it to yourself.
Is it Tristan?
Just like his movie? He had a movie with The Gang. You remember that?
No.
Chicago Chirac.
Oh, Chirac.
Chirac.
Yeah,
Nick Cannon
that
had
wasn't
That was
good?
terrible too?
Terrible.
Really?
Nick Cannon playing the gangster.
I think for some reason now that you're saying it's terrible, I want to go watch it to see how terrible it is.
Yeah. And oh man, listen. Go watch both of those movies.
Both of them.
Yeah, y'all want to watch something to laugh at, something to
Something-
criticize.
Something
Go
that you
watch.
see. I feel like those are called like background noise movies when you just put them on and you say you watch them, but you doing all the things else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Snyder said King of a Dance Hall. Accent is worse than even Will Smith's in Concussion.
Really?
Is it worse than Jasmine Guy?
What was Will Smith? What was that? Concussion.
That was that new movie he just came out right before he got dismissed from everything.
Oh, where he playing the Haitian?
Yeah, he's playing the Haitian refugee or something like that. He
Was
sounds
that
crazy.
the name of the movie? Concussion?
I think
No,
so. No.
it wasn't Concussion. It was
Guy that was
Insurrection.
That's like free. Give it us free.
You have us free. But he is African.
Chris said, "Don't do it to yourself." Yeah, don't want.
Why you saying that?
Give us free.
Nick Cannon is worse than Tyler Perry being a private investor. Really? In that, remember that Tyler Perry movie when he was a serious private investigator? What was that with Beyonce?
Remember Tyler Perry movie where he had a sex scene? Ew.
Ew.
Uncomfortable.
Tyler Perry shouldn't be having sex. He should just be making money.
Tyler Perry, go sit down.
Just be a mogul.
Mogul.
Let's get into this because we do have a lot to cover today. Today is Super Tuesday, so we have Brian Worrell, Counselor Brian Worrell, in the building today, who's going to be talking to us about what he's doing in City Hall and all of the efforts that he has to make City Hall a better and beautiful place. This is what we're doing. This is what we got. This is what's got going on. Quick check-in. Miss Tony, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm a little tired. I'm very tired. I feel like we've been doing a lot. And I mean,
Since
I love
Friday.
it. Since Friday. I love it to be out there. But I am tired. And this morning I was just like, oh, I'm a little groggy. I could lay down in this bed for a lot longer.
Can be the weather too.
And
Yeah,
probably
yep,
this grayness outside. It's supposed to get pretty muggy later, though. I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's gonna reach a high of 87. So you know that's gonna be gross.
Yeah, like just relax. Whether like you got to decide. This is too much. It's too much. I don't like it. I don't like
We
it.
be alright. We be alright.
But yeah, but besides that, I'm doing really, really well. I had a really good time last night at the family day the ADSL put on there, and
What a fun time.
It was really, really a fun time. Rockstone Tues, DJ Live held it down for Spark FM and ADSL with the music. ADSL and Mission Safe put on a really, really good family day yesterday. They had free food.
I need to take a pause for the cause. So really just give a big ups, all the accolades, all of the things to the little girl who made the lemonade.
Oh,
I don't know who was it that made the lemonade. I met her yesterday in the line, and she should be rewarded. She needs a citation from the city. That was a refreshing beverage.
She had me
It
talking
was
like
so
a
good.
teenager because I was like, "Yo, bro, this slaps."
So
It was so
good.
cold and
So,
good.
I had a discussion about the lemonade.
Really?
Yes. So how do you make lemonade?
With water
And
and
just the
lemonade.
And
and some sugar.
and sugar,
you have
right?
to use that specific brand of lemonade powder, though.
Countrywide.
The country.
Yes,
time.
yeah.
So the way they were making their lemonade, they weren't adding sugar. It was just a lemonade.
Oh well,
No, but they had
but because they didn't add the water ratio to
Oh.
the lemonade, made it made the
Oh.
lemonade hit.
Oh, because I had maybe about 7 cups of it,
Yeah.
and I peed my life away after. But I just it was wonderful.
yeah. That was
Yeah,
good.
I agree with Dee Dee. Sometimes you don't need sugar, because I think any more sweeter than that, it would have been like the sweet. Oh, this is the
Oh,
lemonade
gotta
sweet.
add- I
But
gotta
it
add
was
sugar
just
to
so
the
like
lemonade.
wonderful.
And Country Time lemonade actually has a really good flavor on its own. So it was good. And then there
You
was
sound like my mother. It's already in the powder. No, you gotta add
Burgers
sugar.
time.
You gotta
hot
add
dogs.
sugar.
You one of them people who probably pours the whole bag.
Who tastes it? Is
I
sugar
don't.
water with lemonade?
He put
flavor
the
in
sugar
it.
first.
Yeah.
I do put the
He
sugar
probably
first.
melts the
Exactly.
sugar
Yeah, I melt the
first.
sugar. Put a little hot
Exactly.
water, melt it.
Make
Yeah.
syrup.
And I
And
put a
then-
little vanilla in my lemonade. Little vanilla.
Vanilla.
All the difference right there.
No, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Got
That is
Honduran
really
vanilla too. Not no.
Our aunt used to put like a cola champagne syrup something
see?
in her
Oh,
lemonade.
man.
Oh,
Yeah, see that?
MG.
Yep.
That was nice. Liked it.
Mm.
But anyhow, so yeah, it was a really, really good time out there. We
No,
hung out.
ADSL was great.
It was
yesterday.
good.
That was
hung
that
out.
was.
We
There
hung
was
out
a
for
lot of
while.
friggin' people out there.
It was so
many
many
people.
more people than last year.
Because
I was like-
when I walked up, I said, "What they having? They
Yeah.
having something more?
Yep.
'Cause that's a lot of people."
It was.
Big shout outs to all of the listeners that came out yesterday. We saw you guys. You guys came, said hi, all kind of things, and all the awesome people that was there, all the vendors and the resource tables, and all. Tony won a bike,
I want a bicycle.
Oh, you did? You want to buy it?
I want a bicycle. It's in my
Tony
back.
always winning something.
literally.
You always winning something.
Y'all know me. I'm good luck. I've been trying to tell these niggas. Anyway, it was a great, great time. Last night went home, crashed. Oh, we stopped at Wollaston Beach and hung out on the beach for a little bit. Went home, crashed, and yeah, it's a new day, it's a new way. So let's get it.
Mm-hmm. Tristan, how about you?
I'm good. Everything. I was same thing. I'm good.
Yeah, me good.
Yeah.
Me all good. All right. So yes, same thing with me. We had a little skerfuffle yesterday when we got back home. Baby ended up in a combat zone where the shower fell on him.
Oh,
Poor thing.
Had to use all day. Am I gonna be all right? CK? Yes.
CK, are you okay? No. Drama.
Terrible.
So dramatic.
Yeah.
Anyways, people, let's get into this show. We're going to go into our local news real quick. When we come out of it, we'll talk to Councilor Brian Worrell of the 4th District. Let's go. Saucy and Friends in the Morning starts now.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387.
The only thing that does matter is great music, and you will find it here.
The all-new Spark FM.
So today is going to be mostly cloudy, high of 87 with a low of 69 later on tonight. Last night was hot to ras all night.
It was hot.
I don't
Indeed.
understand. What
Yeah.
did it was 80 yesterday, last night?
Well,
Just
last night got over 90 degrees. Yesterday it got over 90 degrees.
Really? It
Yeah.
felt like it.
And then so last night wasn't, it cooled down a little.
Winds in the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So that means it's gonna be muggy. 87 degrees and cloudy. Sounds moist. Yuck. So I've been arguing with people all day about this. Maybe because, every now and then I go down the rabbit hole of a comment section, the racist comment section, just so that I can go back and forth with racists and be very sarcastic. And I had to do that today. So Wu gave a list of critics to Boston police at department's request. Mayor's office said, I hate that they did this. A list of critics. It makes it seem like this is just random people like that don't like her policies and then write about her. They're talking about the stalkers that be outside of her home at 6:00 in the morning. More than a dozen names are on the list, which includes a North End restaurant owner who is now accused of assault to murder.
Oh, that guy was there. He was part of them.
Now, do you think about it? Remember, it was Maria's Tortorella or something.
Oh, yes.
Yes, she constantly in the news, whatever. There is video for this that we will get into in a second as it loads up.
Here a copy of that email. It includes more than a dozen names. And Mayor Wu's office has put out a statement, but she is refusing to speak with us about it.
Oh.
Questions swirling over a list of Boston Mayor Michelle Wu's critics emailed from her office to Boston police. That list includes a North End restaurant owner who is now accused of assault to murder, a man who was arrested last summer during a brawl outside a city council meeting, and anti-vaccine protesters.
People have the right to protest. It's about how the staff went about it, I think, is the issue. And
Jacquetta Van Zandt is a political analyst who once worked for Yvonne Spicer, Framingham's first Black female mayor. She says they fielded their share of critics, but that police never asked them for a list.
what they monitored were threats that came in via mail to not only to Dr. Spicer, but myself. I received threats.
A spokesman for Mayor Wu says the list was made in response to a request from the Boston Police Department after the mayor had been harassed and physically intimidated by individuals for several months outside her home at city functions such as the annual Neighborhood Parks coffee hours and at other public events. Van Zandt says emailing a list of names to police raises questions about transparency. She says Mayor Wu should have handled it differently.
What should have been done was, this is my problem that I need to speak with the Boston Police Department about. This is not something that I need to name people in writing.
Now, it's unclear if any action was taken against any of the people who were on that list. We did reach out to Boston Police and are still waiting to hear back. We're in Boston. Charmin Sketty, WCV.
What do you guys think about that?
What?
I mean, the people are making threats to her and they think that she shouldn't say their name.
This
Is that what I heard?
I'm glad that we have a counselor in here so we can figure out like what's going on and like how. But this is for me as a citizen of whatever. I don't care what I decide to campaign for. I don't think it's okay that people are allowed to be outside of my house making threats. She's often with her children.
Yeah.
They have to see that. I don't think that it's a list that's saying go out there and arrest these people right now. But if something does happen to her, I think it would behoove the police to know a list of suspects that could potentially hurt her.
Isn't that what they're always saying at the end of all of these crime stories that we hear? If you have any information, then forward it. Making a threat to the mayor, making a threat to anyone is bad.
Yeah.
Making a threat to the mayor is bad.
And that's the thing.
And if I know who it is, then I'm going to say,
I believe in protesting.
Right.
We all believe in protesting. We all believe that we have the freedom of speech and that we have the right to protest things that are against our will and whatever. At the same time, I believe that you can protest without being harmful and violent and threatening someone that you are protesting. This is what I don't understand.
And 2 of the people who they said are on the list is that one who is now being charged or accused of firing a shot at somebody. And the other one who we know is that big aggressive black man who we've seen before. And
fighting.
Fighting.
Who doesn't have a problem fighting, and who doesn't have the problem shame on Wu. The problem is that because she's a woman of color, you guys feel like it's okay to do whatever and say whatever you want to her because you didn't like her before. There's a lot of vaccine people out there that this is who the arguments was about, mostly with the vaccine people. It was 3 years ago. You don't have to get it.
Right.
You don't have to do it. Nobody has to do it. Well, some hospitals are still mandating. Then they shouldn't work at those hospitals.
Right. And then why are you protesting outside of Wu's house if some hospitals?
Jenna says they stalk her husband and kids while the kids are playing soccer. Come on. You can dislike the person in their stances, but what did the kids do? Exactly. Right. I think this is more so not about Wu being upset that there's people that are protesting her. She's been a city councilor for a long time. I'm almost certain that people have been threatening her since she got into office whenever she did. What's not okay is you being outside my house, disturbing my neighbors and scaring my children.
Absolutely
That's not okay. And I don't care what anybody says. I love Van Zandt. I think she's a dope commentator. But in this aspect, you got to think about you as a black woman too, because if you ever want to run for office, this sets a precedent that people cannot harass you because you're a black woman elected. This is not okay. It's not okay. And anybody that thinks it's okay is sick in the head. I don't care what I'm running for. It could be the damn president. I don't care. Do not threaten my life and do not threaten my children's life. And I don't care.
Right.
I'll stand heavy on this one. Submit all the names to the police because they asked.
Yeah.
And this is the names of people who be outside of my house making my kids upset and my neighbors.
What other way would they have wanted this to go?
That's what I don't understand. I wish that she had handled it better. How? Go outside herself and confront them and say, get thee from in front of my home?
Yeah.
That's what you wanted to do, so they make a bash over there with a brick and say, we shame on Wu?
Exactly.
No.
And that's what these people, those people are, they're volatile. And so you never know what could happen. And she does have to protect herself. And I don't think that she's wrong for that at all.
Nope, I don't think so. And anybody who thinks she does, tell me what you would have them do instead.
Right.
Getting death threats. First of all, getting death threats over a policy that you don't like is weird. Or they heard you in the mail, in the news one day, and now people are sending letters and stuff, cutting up letters and sending it to your home, talking about no more vaccines. Why is that okay? That's not protesting.
Right.
That's intimidation and bullying. And y'all got to learn the difference between protesting and bullying people. Yep. It's a complete difference. Cut it out. Yep. Y'all just be making me mad in the morning. Fake Boston student arraigned on fraud charges. Did we find out por qué?
No, I don't think we did.
A former state social worker who posed as a Boston public school student was released on bail Monday during her arraignment for fraud charges. Canton resident Shelby Hewitt, 32, was arraigned in West Roxbury Municipal Court on charges of relating to allegations that she attended 3 Boston high schools during the 2022-2023 school year under fake identities and used forged documents to register with the schools.
Has she been in jail all this time, or she's been out?
I think she's been in jail. Either she's been on bail or she's been in holding.
Oh, okay.
Well, she's creative. Hewitt allegedly attended Jeremiah Burke High School in Dorchester, Brighton High School, and English High School in Jamaica Plain under the fake names of Daniela and Ellie. Ellie was discovered in June when a man posing as her father told staff at English High School that he was going to transfer her to a new school because she was being bullied. This prompted an administrator to look more closely at her registration paperwork, which they quickly realized was suspicious. Please, let's stop here.
Yes.
You had a fake daddy too?
Yeah.
Oh,
and is he being held on charges as well?
No, because he didn't go to school. During Hewitt's arraignment, she didn't speak but got red-eyed and teary and could be seen shaken. This is a young lady that has severe mental health challenges. Yes, we agree.
Mm.
And she has been dealing with it for a lifelong basis. Let's go to the clip here so he can talk.
Here's the clip.
This little judge
Prosecutors
looks perturbed.
still have not revealed why 32-year-old Shelby Hewitt allegedly pretended to be a Boston high school student, attending classes at Jeremiah Burke, Brighton, and English high schools over the course of the last year.
The why, will be answered. But again, as I
When?
mentioned in court, this is a young lady who's got severe mental health challenges.
Hewitt's attorney says she's been getting mental health treatment since the alleged scheme unraveled last month when problems with her enrollment paperwork were uncovered.
I think everybody should rest easy because there will be no evidence of any sinister activity.
Investigators say they found forged documents inside Hewitt's apartment, accusing her of using other people's names to enroll in classes. She has also worked at times as a social worker for DCF. Her attorney argues that her alleged motives should not be the focus of the investigation.
I think the why is sort of irrelevant, frankly. As I said,
it's
it's a
not
young lady
irrelevant
with
at all.
some significant mental health challenges. I think the how is the more pertinent question.
Now, Hewitt was released on $5,000 bail today. She's now been ordered to stay away from all schools. Live at West Roxbury District Court tonight, John Atwater, WCVB News Center.
Dee Dee says that there are stories about a human trafficking ring with her and the fake father.
Huh?
She said there's stories about a human trafficking
Oh,
ring.
see,
I
that,
mean,
that would make sense.
Clearly,
That would
I
make
feel
sense.
like she need to be put up a little bit in a little group center where she can get the help that she needs and be able to attend some classes.
Yeah, she looks fragile.
Yeah, very
Fragile.
yeah, very sensitive.
Yes. Oh.
Mhm, mhm.
Hey, Mel, whatever.
See, Lawanda's a white woman love to claim crazy when they in trouble. Man.
Right.
That's true.
I'm
I'm crazy. That's true.
I call BS. I think she did it because she that one. I think she did it because she could, and she was a former DC. Like, how you not crazy? How you too crazy? I don't
Right.
understand.
Right.
Yeah, nothing is right about the story at all, Superroy. Like, nothing at all. Because
Good
why'd
morning.
you do that?
Yeah, Diddy said the why. The attorney said the why is not important. Why? Because it's black kids.
No, that's what I said. I
Yeah.
said the why is the most important. All we've ever been waiting for from everybody
Yep.
from this whole story is the why.
Yeah.
Like, how
Why?
is a whole nother thing.
Right.
Because I mean, well, she had a fake daddy who was enrolling her, and she looks like she is 17.
Yeah.
So I get how.
Mhm.
For friggin' what is the problem?
Yes.
A Revere teen is charged in a brutal attack on the Silver Line. Did you guys hear the hell about this?
No, tell us.
They again,
I did,
another
yeah, this is
mollywop
crazy.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
Revere teen charged in brutal attack on MBTA Silver Line passenger involving 6 juveniles.
What?
There was 8 people that jumped this person. A Revere teenager is facing charges after allegedly attacking a woman riding the MBTA Silver Line on July 2nd. The teenager, a 16-year-old, was one of 8 apparent juveniles that participated in the unprovoked, sustained attack. The victim, a 35-year-old woman, was left with a bloody nose and facial bruising. She did not require hospitalization. Who didn't require hospitalization?
Shh. I'd still be in the hospital now.
Bruh,
I would have been concussed.
I would have had a tube under my arm.
Shoot.
I don't know where the tube would have came from. It would have been right under there. I got tubes. The teenager was charged with assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, shod foot, and unarmed robbery. She was arraigned in Boston. She was arraigned
Good.
in Boston Juvenile Court last
be
Tuesday.
quiet.
Bail on previous assault case was revoked for 60 days, and her bail on the new charge was set at $300. It should be set at $3 million. This was a shocking, brutal attack on a female MBTA passenger, utterly unprovoked, and an intolerable insult on the security and safety of our transit system. While our goal is to provide options and services to young offenders so their early mistakes don't short circuit their future lives. Okay, Hayden. Our overly responsibility is to protect the public and to secure justice for victims. I'm grateful for the work by transit police to identify this defendant, and I'm confident they will make further identifications of those who participated in this horrendous assault. I would be squealing like a bird.
Shod foot.
So remember, what is it like when you kick somebody a lot with their
Yeah.
foot? Whose case was that? Was it with the
So
police
many
officers?
that we've
Yes.
seen shod foot.
Video footage
Oh, a
reviewed.
shod foot is when a person stomps on a victim's hand and fingers with a shoe-covered foot.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
That's a
shoe-covered
shod
foot.
foot.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Video footage reviewed by... So if I stomp on it without a covered foot, is
It's
it
not a
still
shod
shod
foot.
foot? What is it?
It's foot stomp.
Foot stomp. Video footage reviewed by investigators showed the victim entering a silver line car bound for Nubian Square at 11:13 p.m. While she was standing near the back door, a juvenile male can be seen walking up to her and throwing what appeared to be potato chips at her. The victim looked around to see who threw the chips and then turned back around in an apparent attempt to ignore the group, Hayden's office said. But then the surveillance footage shows another teenager squeezing a bottle of lotion onto the victim's hair, face, and body. She moved towards that juvenile, apparently attempting to stop him from dumping more lotion on her. Prosecutors say another juvenile then pushed the victim down to the floor, and the group all attacked her at once. She was punched and kicked repeatedly as she laid on the floor in a self-protective position.
Was there no one else on this?
There was probably a bunch of video cameras pointing to it.
Mm-hmm.
The 16-year-old Rivera girl can be seen on video punching the victim in the head with a closed fist after 7 times. She can also be seen kicking the victim in the head and face about 3 times. While the attack was happening, some of the juveniles rummaged through the victim's handbag. One of them could be seen taking the victim's phone and putting it into his pocket, according to Aiden's office. The entire group left the vehicle once the bus arrived at Nubian Station.
Are you kidding me?
All right. Surveillance footage also shows the group was at the AMC South Bay Center Senior Cinema Complex on District Avenue in Dorchester before boarding the Silver Line bus. AMC staff had reported a large group of juveniles causing several disturbances that night, according to Hayden's office. I don't even know what I'm reading right now because I'm upset. Like, I'm really kind of pissed off. So the police is only there to come after a crime.
That's what I'm saying.
We're seeing large group, and I've been seeing a large group of teens a lot. Where were we yesterday? Besides the large group of teens that was out there.
We were amongst many large groups of teens.
Where did we go to get something? Oh, and over there, AMC, when I went to go get food yesterday after whatever. There was just so many just large groups of teenagers.
Right.
Just all like in little pockets all over the place. And to be honest with you, it looks very frightening.
It's
and
intimidating.
it doesn't look nice. And I don't want to pass them. And they were not just black teens either.
Yeah.
It's just too many teens at once with no type of parental guidance. It's just that you don't know what is happening. And I don't like it.
Yesterday we were at ADSL, and there were kids, behaving badly.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Swahini came over and she was like, no, we got to get back to community parenting or whatever she said when we were, when the kids were splashing through the water. But these kids are out of control.
Yo,
because the kids, these two little boys.
How old? They were like
5
or 6.
and 6.
Yes.
And they kept walking and splashing through the water together, arm in arm, right? And at one point they walked through and they splashed me. And I was like, hey, no splashing. And a little boy turned around and said, we splash if we want to, lady. And I said, no, you can't, boy. He said, yes, we can. And walked away. And they were so damn cute that I had to laugh. But it was just like, imagine that.
Yo,
imagine that.
He talked back to you like, listen, God damn it.
Arm in arm and looking like the little rascals.
And they were so round. Two little chubby little things.
With little braids in their hair.
Waddling by.
We want you, lady. And I said, well, you know what, though? I'm very lucky that he didn't call me a bee. Because kids these age, that's what they do. But we gotta start getting back to that. You see something, say something. You don't just sit there and watch 8 children or 6 children, whatever it was, jump this lady and nobody do anything. It's not okay.
Yeah, you gotta say something. And I know they go cuss us out, but
it's awful.
At least it will help them to stop them in the tracks a little bit. Them 2 little ones was prime examples.
Exactly.
Like you can tell that they have some type of training at home because he called you a lady.
Right.
He made sure that he.
And then later on, when just one of them came through, and I was like, no, I was like, oh. no splashing, honey, not over here. He was like, okay, and
Yeah.
walked over to the other side.
Because they're such little sponges. They
Yeah.
see what's going on. They
Exactly.
probably seen somebody respond to somebody like that
Yep.
in a different way, know that they can't cuss out here.
Right.
So they was like, lady, because
Yeah.
it was very aggressive and it was adorable, but it was just like, God damn it.
Little
Soy Panama, she was like, we are the village.
Yeah.
We're the village.
Yes. No,
It's
that's what she
village
said.
time.
Yes. Yeah.
Because we do.
Yeah.
We do have to stop being scared of, not the big ones, I'm going to always be
I'm
scared
gonna
of
be
them.
scared of them.
But them little tiny ones, when you
Yeah.
have chance to at least redirect them and get them thinking, like, maybe I won't splash as
Yeah.
hard the next time I go in. Those are the kind of things that we got to do for the babies. They just need mad redirection all the time.
Shanae,
You know?
what you mean you got jumped in high school? How come we didn't know that?
I know.
You got a whole
middle
family
In middle school.
in middle school.
You
What
must have
school
went
was
to, I think she went to like Fitchburg or something.
Let's go find them.
Shoot, people need to tend to their. No, that's true too.
No,
well, I can't
absolutely.
be because I lost mine one for about 20 minutes. No, it's about
Lost
6
mine.
minutes
I lost both
yesterday.
of y'all yesterday.
Yeah, me and Tristan had a hard time finding them two yesterday.
Like, where
CJ
is
was
the
in the
bird?
slide tower. I was like, boy, get out of there. We all looking for you. I'm all over the damn field. I'm like, damn
Was
it.
that where he was?
In the slide tower, sitting down, directing people to the slide and who could get off and who get. If you don't get your black.
CJ was directed all day. He was in the middle of the basketball game, giving directions. And Chris was like, "We got a junior police officer here." Come, CK, come on,
Come off. Yeah. So
That's an awful
guide the
story.
children.
And this 16-year-old, like, where is her mother? Where are your parents to tell you, or some kind of guidance? And then these parents want to be the main ones who are so,
Adamant about their
My
child.
baby didn't do nothing. Da 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 da.
And a feel-good story, Madison Park valedictorian is first in family to go to college and to graduate high school.
Oh, that's
They said this
beautiful.
baby came here like 3-4 years ago. Didn't speak a lick of English and is then excelled in every single one of her classes.
Where's she from?
Was it Haiti?
I believe she's Haitian.
Yeah, I think she is Haitian.
Oh, that's really nice.
And they said, but this hardworking teen has already achieved another milestone that has parents beaming with pride. She's the first to graduate high school, first to go to college. She is a valedictorian at Madison Park School. Her name is Lorgina Lewis. She's a nice Haitian young girl.
Mhm.
And she's got a good, very strong name.
And look at her little nice picture in the
Look at
Boston
that.
Globe. That is
I
beautiful.
like her. You
Good
know,
for
she
her.
remind me of the Harvard president,
Oh yeah, she does look like Celeste.
Althea. It's not as I always know her last name is gay. It's something when I start with an A.
Celeste. No.
It's not Celeste. It's Alfreda.
Claudine.
All right. See what happened when you put folk in Alfreda. But we do have an interview that we got to get to real quick. Councilor Worrell will be up next talking to us about all the great things that he has done and all the plans that he has for the future. So keep it locked right here. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz. Turn it on. Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com.
Hey yo, Spark FM Online and Lifted Smoking Goods present the ultimate rubber dancehall reggae bashment. I don't know what's going down on Saturday, July 29, and we're taking it back to the basement at the Mid-East Club, 480 Moss Avenue, Cambridge. Ladies, it's a night for Mesh Marinas, fishnets, and Pum Pum shots. I don't know, soundtrack provided by an all-female lineup. We're talking about DJ Slick Vic, DJ Lady Lee, Team DJ Light 2.0, and DJ Shasha. So you know the thing now go normal. I don't know admission at $25. Get your tickets online at ticketweb.com. Doors open from 9 p.m. until 1 a.m. So watch it, man. Just forward out for a great night of reggae vibes. Done the right way. Flex.
SI Promotions USA, alongside Specialists and Friends, presents Ecstasy. Ecstasy, a summer chic affair where the music seduces your mind, body, and soul. Ecstasy. On Sunday, July 30th, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Mojito's Country Club, 44 Mosaic Drive, Randolph, Massachusetts, 02368.
Yeah, cause girls is players too.
Featuring Steely Bashman from NYC, Freeze International from NYC, Sound Inc. Family, Ghetto Hype, and Cypress. Hosted by Specialist, FC, and Trickstar.
Say you're bad from which part? Tell up the winner one dip that.
Your ticket locations: TNE Mini Mart, Tasha Michelle's Closet, 1775 Dorchester Avenue, Boston, Mass. 02124. Get your tickets online at ecstasy.frontlineticketing.com.
I'm not going no small fret. Let me extend my apology.
Ecstasy, a summer chic affair.
Did you know that you can now get a standard Massachusetts driver's license regardless of your immigration status? To get help with your application, a list of all required documents, and nearby appointment scheduling, visit mass.gov/WFMA. Your license is your way forward, so why not get started today? Register now at mass.gov/WFMA or call 857-368-WFMA.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
Attention, gentlemen. Are you looking for a suit that will make you look sharp and feel confident? Look no further than Allen's Formal Wear, a Boston legacy business. Our expert staff will help you find the perfect suit for any occasion. With a wide selection of colors, styles, and sizes, we have something for everyone. And the best part, our affordable prices won't break the bank. So why settle for a mediocre suit when you can stand out in Allen's Formal Wear? Visit us today at 594 Blue Hill Ave, Dorchester, or allensformalwear.com to book an appointment. Visit us today at 594 Blue Hill Ave, Dorchester, or Allens, ALLANS, formalwear.com to book an appointment. Allens Formal Wear, we are dressing you for success.
The all-new Spark FM.
Them not like me, I'm not like them.
Spark FM.
Come on.
Spark FM.
Yo, chick a man be ballin', deep chick pigeon toed, some of them be crawlin'.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh, it's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
It's my song. I'm gonna take my time. Oh, wow. That was, I want to see. Some person that I really want to see in concert is Snoop Dogg. I think he'd be dope.
Does Snoop do concerts? I feel like I've never heard of a
I feel like he's a DJ.
concert.
I feel like he'd be a dope DJ. A dope Cali DJ.
Probably.
That's fun. Today, people, welcome back. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. This is Saucy and Friends in the morning. Rockstone Triz, Miss Tony B. Knowing, Hot Sizzling Sauce. And it is Super Tuesdays. We like to bring you guys the people so you don't even have to go look for them. We bring them to you. And today we sit with District 4 Counselor Brian Worrell. Welcome to Spark FM.
Thanks for having me, everybody.
Ooh, that voice is strong. Yeah, thanks for having me. That sounds deep like mine right now. Brian, hi. Thank you for coming. Welcome to Spark. This is your first time actually in studio, right?
No, I think I signed somewhere around here. I was here during my first campaign.
Oh, yes. I thought that we spoke to you virtually, but you were definitely here. Yes.
I was here.
So welcome back. We like reoccurring people. District 4, and as we always start out, for the people who are just joining us, tell us what a city councilor does, what a district councilor does, and how you make our world better.
Yes. So District 4, first and foremost, is Dorchester, Mattapan, Rosendale, and Jamaica Plain. District 4, city councilor, district councilor, advocates for his community, for investments for his community, also makes up the laws of the city of Boston, and fights for investments. So I represent the blackest and brownest district in the city of Boston. It's the neighborhood that I was born and raised in. So I'm honored to be able to fight for investments and help shape the city to make sure that it's prioritizing our community, which is the blackest and brownest.
What's that like when you representing the blackest and brownest? We have the most oppression, most things, all the negative things, that we hear about in city government because of the makeup of our community. What's that like representing that community?
Yeah, I feel like it's a great opportunity, and it's an opportunity to start to redesign and restructure the systems that are in place that have always have held us down. So it's coming up with new ideas, innovative ideas. It's also bringing people to the table to voice their concerns and empowering them so they have a part of the local government and the change that's happening in their neighborhood, in their city. So I feel like it's energizing, it's empowering the people, but it's also a beautiful thing seeing people get more involved.
I like that too, because I started out in my politics journey with Carlos. Hi, Carlos.
Good morning.
Good morning. Having Carlos come and fill in on other radio shows with me, I started to really kind of understand politics. He was able to break it down to me in bite-sized ways that I could really fully understand it and be able to talk about it in conversation with politicians and other people. So Carlos, welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Carlos joins us on Super Tuesdays.
Is he in America?
Carlos San Diego.
I am.
Good morning, Rap.
Back from another trip. I'm just back from another trip.
I know. I was watching you and living vicariously.
If you need any travel tips, holler at your boy.
Yeah. So being able to represent such a black and brown community, what are 3 things right now that you are most proud of when it comes to your tenure so far?
Yeah, one of the things I would say, one of the first things I would put at the top of that list is, living in Dorchester my entire life. We could just walk around and see the lack of investments that have come into Dorchester.
Yeah.
I mean, your parks, our public buildings, our schools, and that in the city of Boston, we have a thing called a capital plan, which shows us where the tax dollars are going throughout the city of Boston.
Oh.
Yeah. So every year we have a 5-year capital plan that breaks out by district and by neighborhood where the tax dollars are going. And one of the things that I have identified, but we all know is to be true because we live in these neighborhoods, is that our community is underinvested. And when we look at that capital plan over the last 5 years, District 4, which I want to remind people, which is the blackest and brownest, has been the least invested in, or the least funding has gone to District 4 when it comes to fixing their parks.
Makes sense.
Their public schools,
Yeah.
Their public buildings. And I'm talking about we were the only district that has not received over $200 million, where other districts have received over $1 billion.
But why is that? Like, how does that type of inequality and unbalance slip through slip through the cracks?
That's a good question. And what we wanted to do is identify it and bring it to this administration's attention and start to turn that on its head to make sure that going forward, we're doing corrective action. And this year, we have a record-breaking $200 million coming into the district in terms of capital plan. So our parks are getting the money that they need, our schools are getting the money that they need, and our roads and streets are getting the money that they need in order to bring our district up to other standards.
What areas are District 4?
So Dorchester, Mattapan, a little bit of Jamaica Plain, and some of Rosendale.
Oh, where is that?
Yeah.
Is it
So
is it a path?
Yeah. So if you right. So if you look at so Grove Hall,
Yes.
all the way down to Lenny's Bakery.
Okay.
All
Good
the way
landmark,
down.
good landmark.
Yep. All the way down to Gallivan Boulevard.
Oh, this
Yep.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, going down like so. You know where Lenny's Bakery? So
Yeah.
go down there.
Okay,
Yep.
we're down.
And then go down to Kearney Hospital.
Okay.
And then shoot up to Townsfield. So to Target. Right. But then I get but then I get some of the Jamaica Plain and Rosendale is over there by American Legion Highway. So Crunch. So right before Crunch. So the fire station.
Throw that in there.
Yeah, the fire station.
Put some of that in there too.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh,
So
yeah.
I know you said that you serve the blackest and brownest district, but this is also the blackest and brownest administration that we've had in a little while too. So do you feel like you're getting in a long while? Do you feel like you're getting a lot of support? Because I know that people have their districts in their areas, but are you getting a lot of support from the
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just want to give a big shout out to all the chiefs out there that's doing great and amazing work. And as you said, is we see that in the administration, right? That diversity in administration. So Chief Idowu, Arthur Jameson, Chief Malore. There's so many great people in the city of Boston doing great work that are supportive, and our ideas align, which makes it a lot easier to get things across the finish line. So that's why when I'm bringing up these disparities in whether it's maternal health, whether it's in education, whether it's an investment in our district, they understand and they get it because they're from the neighborhood or they understand the fight that we're all in.
Go ahead,
Hot
Carlos.
Sauce, I want to jump in, Hot Sauce, and answer your question a little less politically. You said, how did that lack of investment happen?
Yeah, I was going to follow up with
Councilor
that.
took office? So there's two types of ways it happens. Is one, we all know about structural racism, where depending on the administration, previous administrations might not have had that black and brown cabinet from the community that understood the issues and aligned with the issues. And also, there's a lot of stuff that happens behind closed doors where it's a councilor's job to really have a good working relationship. Now, they don't have to sing karaoke with the mayor, but they should have a good working relationship where they can go behind a closed door and with the support of their community behind them say, listen, we have 9, 10 parks that need to be redone that haven't been done in 10 years because we looked into the history books. We have crosswalks where around senior centers where seniors can't cross the street because there's not safely because there's no marking. So having a counselor that does that kind of work and actually has a working relationship and is not just tossing, I would say, grenades at the administration saying what they're not doing, but trying to work together collaboratively is why you see this kind of increase. Some counselors do it well and some counselors don't do it at all.
Okay, so that makes we haven't had I wouldn't say we haven't had good advocates, but we haven't had a strong enough push.
Strong enough push, a good enough relationship, and enough of the community backing behind those counselors to make that push all together.
Oh wow, that's terrible.
Yeah,
that's very terrible.
It allows for opportunity though, because now you have a council that understands that and can make those kind of pushes.
So while you've been in office, back to that first question of the 3 things that you are most proud of, what are the other 2?
The other 2 would be
the first one was
the investments inside of District 4, which is 11%. Historically, we've been getting 4%. So that so it's almost tripled. The other one I would say is I passed my first home rule petition. I'm a small business owner. And one of the things I want to push is economics inside of our community.
Hello.
Yep. So
what we get?
Yeah. So we introduced the Black and Brown Economic Empowerment Agenda, and part of that agenda is making sure that our businesses have the assets and resources in order to have a thriving business, right? And that's how we create thriving business corridors and thriving business districts that then again reinvest into our neighborhoods, right?
Mhm.
Whether it's to our people, whether it's to our, community partners, our nonprofits, whether it's in our, churches, whatever it is, when money's coming in, typically our local businesses reinvest into our neighborhoods. So what we did was,
What's the time frame that it stays? It's like 6 hours versus in Boston. In black and brown money, I think it stays within black businesses, 6 hours or something like that.
Oh.
And then in a white community, it's some other kind of hours, like 2 weeks or something like
Yes.
that. Everything is just so unbalanced.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And we actually did a study too that saw, we identified, what does Dorchester leave its community for
Yeah.
services, right? Like, do we leave it
Oh.
for like computer,
Mhm.
repair? Do we leave it for like a florist? Like, do we
Yeah.
leave it for, restaurant and dining?
Oh, to
You know what I'm saying? To
what
figure
kind-
out what kind of
Oh,
businesses we
yeah.
need into our neighborhood.
What do we miss? What we do? What we leave
I
it
mean,
for?
everything.
We're leaving for
Almost everything.
We need
We almost
businesses with
everything.
liquor licenses.
Yeah.
Well, there we go, right.
Along the
So that's one of the other things that
Yeah.
we did. We passed a home rule petition where we're getting 250 liquor licenses into our neighborhoods. And I just want to make sure, because people hear liquor license and they're thinking of liquor stores,
Right.
Yeah.
right? And I just want to make clear that it's for restaurants,
Mhm.
right? So it's for sit-down restaurants, to give our restaurant owners the
Yeah.
ability to serve liquor and have a sit-down,
Yes.
meal.
I mean, people don't really understand, and I think that a lot of people might not understand why liquor licenses are so important. It's probably one of the fastest way that people can build up more revenue. You can
Absolutely.
charge a little bit more for liquor and things like that. So
Right.
that's why the fact that we don't have enough here is a really big reason why we are going out elsewhere to go get these things. I want to go
Exactly.
sit down and have a damn drink.
You sit down, you
Not
have a
only
nice
that, it
meal.
improves the quality of the food in the community.
Yeah.
It does,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right now, we
Yeah.
have Mattapan has nothing but junk food. There's
Right.
nowhere, it's probably
Fast food.
one place that has a liquor license on River Street, across the street from Mattapan Station, I believe. The
Oh,
Jamaican
Mellow
spot.
Vibes.
Mellow Vibes.
Yeah,
Mellow
Mellow
Vibes,
Vibes.
yep,
Yep. And I know
And that
she
was
fought
recent.
hard
And
for
that's
that
recent,
one.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And it does
Shout out
make
to
the
them.
experience better. I go get a little curry chicken and rice and have
You can sit
a
there,
red
it's nice.
stripe.
Yeah.
And then so yes, we have been hearing a lot about liquor licenses in your effort for that and crosswalks.
Yep. And I will also say, I just want to make sure that, and I'll give you the list, Hot Sauce, because we have a petition that's out there, because we have to get it moved on the state side now, in order to make sure that those liquor licenses come to the city of Boston. So the city council did its job. Now the state reps and the state senators need to pass it in order for us to get the liquor licenses.
So what about us? Like, what can the community help with when it comes to these things? I know that we learned a lot from Ricardo Arroyo about, getting things passed and how long it really takes. But what is it that the community can do to help you guys?
I would say reach out to your state representatives. I have a petition going on, but emails, show up to the hearings, call them, let them know what issues are important to you, because most of these elected officials move when people are calling or emailing them.
Yeah.
So I'll say let your voices be heard.
I say 311.
Counselor, you have an inside guy in the state house, don't you?
Yeah, I do have an inside guy,
Yeah.
Rep Worrell, who's helping push it. But sometimes we need, the people to help push it as well, because sometimes they need the voices of the people to let them know that this is important to them.
Yeah.
Speaking of that guy, you guys are the first siblings to run in to be elected since the what's the other
I would
two?
say the Bolins are out there, and I think the Honins as well.
And the Honan.
And the Honan, Kevin and Brian Honan, Bruce Bolin.
Oh.
So there were two that
and there was
were
some
sure.
there was some other ones, wasn't there? The Kennedys.
Help me out. Oh yeah, the Kennedys.
The Kennedys, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. The
you
Kennedys.
know them ones.
Yeah.
That name, that family over there.
I was thinking of more local, but yeah.
But how does that help you guys in the fight for community, in the fight for all the things that you guys are doing?
Yeah, no, it definitely helps out a lot, because a lot of the things that we're fighting for, we need the state to help either fund or to make the reform on their side. So we both have different side of governments, but they work in collaboration in order to make the investment. So he's making relationships that I could make, but it'll take me a lot longer because he's in the room now. He knows how, the state house works, what levers to push, and it also opens up to a whole bigger budget. What's the budget over there, Los?
Absolutely.
What's the size of it again?
I mean, you're
It's
talking,
like 52?
we're talking about billions.
Yeah.
I don't know, 32. Yeah, something ridiculous.
Yeah, we're only working with 4.2 billion. Yeah. So it's tapping into different investment, but also, I also love the idea that we are connected to external partners. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everything that we want to do needs to come from government, right?
Yeah.
Like, now we can reach out to corporations and businesses and people who want to donate to the cause that he now has more connections with than I do, because he's on the state level and I'm on the local level. So it's that collaboration that we're bringing back to the community.
Counselor, some of that collaboration you spoke of, I actually got to witness. I was in town on Mother's Day, and I saw two events that I attended that you both were hosting. One was the event for Black women, 200 Black women, Black women lead.
Yeah.
And then the other one was a forum for Black men and around mental health. And so it was a collaboration, looked like, between you two as well as many members of the community that just didn't necessarily involve government if you guys weren't there.
Right.
Can you speak about those kind of collaborations and what they mean for people in the community?
Yeah. I'll start with the mental shift. And the mental shift is a collaboration between myself and Kurt Foston from College Dropout, Minister Randy Muhammad.
Absolutely.
And the 10,000 Fearless. And the mental shift is an idea for Black men to start thinking differently about the community and about themselves to help advance themselves. And the collaboration between my brother and myself on that one was we were able to tap into the brothers from MCI Norfolk and bring them into this conversation with men inside of the room to have a conversation about
Sean
how
sat
to
on that panel.
to shift our thinking and our culture here in the city of Boston.
I think one thing that I do want to commend the city of Boston for is their focus on Black men, especially with the Black Male Advancement.
Shout out to Frank Farrow.
Committee. Yeah, Frank Farrow.
Black Male Advancement, Black Male Commission.
That's what it is.
Yep.
I got to have him come in here to talk more about it, because I do feel like, although, we always be Black men, Black men have a lot of pressure and stress on their shoulders, and seeing them continue to come together on these events, donate to other events and really kind of put their stamp on Boston. I think it's really a long time coming that should have been done. And I'm glad that it's here. So I'm not going to complain about it.
Right.
But I see what the work that they're doing and what they're trying to get to, and I appreciate that commitment.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of energy around Black men, and we're just trying to keep on growing that, because as we all know, when it comes to any issue, Black men are at the, and I hate saying this, is at the bottom of those
Black women
disparities. When it comes to reading.
When you say shifting the mental, what do you mean?
So we usually operate from a negative, not a negative mindset, but when we talk about Black men, like what I just said, like we operate at the lowest of like reading levels,
frequency,
right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like shifting that mindset and telling Black men that, there's more that we can do than what's put out in front of us or what's given to other media and what our culture is saying to us, right? So it's like, how do we shift that mindset into the Black men in order to help them advance and let them know that there's opportunities here, and we're here to help them foster that.
That does sound a lot like what Kurt talks about with the Dropout Summit. So that's a great collaboration.
What was you saying, Carlos?
I was saying moving to thriving instead of just surviving. A lot of times
Exactly.
we're trying to survive
Yeah.
instead of thriving.
Absolutely.
That's we know that you had a lot of run-ins with, not even run-ins, redistricting was a big thing for all the city councilors, and you guys dealt with a lot with that. One of the biggest ones was your district and how you guys were going to do that. Being the councilor for that very Black and brown district, how did those things work in or against your favor?
Right. Well, let me say
Our
this.
favor.
Yes. So I think the map that we have now has worked into our favor. And I think that we're in a good place. In 1983, District 4 was created. And it was always has been historically the blackest and brownest district in the city of Boston. So I think that we have preserved that, its origin and its creation and that blackness and brown of District 4. But I think with the map where we're at now is a good map for the district, and it doesn't dilute or harm any of our political power here in the city of Boston.
Okay, good, because we were a little nervous there because we didn't know what's going on. Nobody's really explaining things to us correctly, and I wanted to.
The counselor was all right. He handled his business. Don't believe everything you read on Twitter about him breaking up the district or losing power. He did it the way he was supposed to do it. He didn't lose anything by giving them a few precincts.
Yeah, what happened is my district at the end of the day, it stayed the same for the most part. I picked up an area at Mattapan, and I picked up an area on Columbia Road, like going towards like Upham's Corner, what we did was we lost a little bit of Phil's Corner. And the reason why we lost those precincts in Phil's Corner was the Vietnamese community wanted to be united into the area. Right. So at the end of the day, we pick up a little bit more Mattapan, and historically District 4, District 4 has always been like a Mattapan district. But we broke apart in the last 10 years ago to give District 5 an opportunity to elect a candidate of color.
I remember. Why do I remember that?
So
maybe.
Yeah, I do.
Is this map now the final map?
Yeah, this is the final map. Okay. It actually cleared the judge ruling, and I know there was an appeal. Yeah, someone gave an appeal on the map that we passed, but the judge ruled in this map's favor. So not too many changes in this map, but I believe most districts have been protected and not a lot of changes.
So a very basic question too, and I've Carlos, you explained this to me a couple of times. The difference between a district and a precinct and a thing. So like when you talk about precinct, what are precincts?
So a precinct is makes up a district. So think of a puzzle, right?
Okay.
Well, it makes up a ward first.
Oh, it makes up a ward. Yes,
okay, so there's
a
precincts,
makes
wards,
up a ward.
and
Right. A precinct makes up a ward, and a ward is a larger part of a district.
Okay.
Right. So there's no real other than being able to move quantities and population around. I mean, precincts don't really like.
Are they like streets?
They're like a combination of streets. But But the wards have value when you go to like, Democrat conventions, right? Because then you are voting on, like your ward will vote for a particular candidate, right? But precincts don't really have any other responsibility than to make up, than to go up into a ward that has responsibility like into Democratic conventions.
I'm watching Queen Sugar now, and that's based in Louisiana, and they talk about the 9th ward all the time.
Right.
And I think that's when we first started probably paying it to us. Normal people started paying attention to like what wards were when that whole Katrina thing happened down in Louisiana, because they referred to the 9th ward a lot. So that's when I first started like,
and I can give you to use some layman's terms for it. So think about it if you were running a gang. Sorry for the negative aspect.
Rico.
If you had a crew that ran a few blocks, like Hot Sauce runs a few blocks in her neighborhood, that would be a precinct. She'd be a precinct boss. And then she would then report those blocks, and if Tony has another couple of blocks, and she's a precinct boss. And once those bosses combine, they become a ward. They have a ward, and they run that whole area. And if they have, and then that ward bubbles up into a large. Once you have 3 or 4 wards together, Ward 15, Ward 13, which is like different streets in Dorchester, that would make up your precinct. I mean, that would make up your district.
Right.
District. Okay.
Oh, you want to do one, Miss Tony? No. All right.
All right, so become a precinct boss. Become a boss. You might be a precinct boss.
We need more. We need them to be ward chairs.
Where ward? There's a ward chair section too.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
I want to be a chief.
How do I get a ward? How do I become a ward chair?
Well, you have to actually get voted in.
Oh.
You can get the votes for that.
I'm not gonna get the votes. Because I heard that when you start getting voted in, they come to your house and they want to protest all night and all day, and I don't got time for that.
Right, exactly.
And then I can't submit my names to the police because then then everybody want to be on social media talking about I'm a tyrant and a communist. I don't got time for that.
That's a whole other conversation.
That's a whole other and then to wrap it up, we when it comes to black people, black people always want they want to know the black agenda.
Yes.
They want to know what's going on for them.
Yep.
So as Caribbean descendants, Caribbean people always want to know what you're going to do for us.
Yes.
So what kind of things have you been able to do for the Caribbean culture and to help them move forward? Because we all know that they are one of the highest grossing and revenue streams of these communities here, taking up probably most likely the most set of business ownerships and all of home ownerships and a lot of different things. What kind of advancements could the Caribbean folks of Boston look forward to you helping them get advanced in?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, my parents are Caribbean. Yes, my mom is from the island of Jamaica and my dad's from Barbados, so you done know.
That's a spicy combo there.
Very talkative.
Yes. Family functions are always fun. You get both sides in the room. And my district is also, full of Caribbean.
Oh yes, it is.
Carmen Square over there
Mattapan.
Yeah. So it's a vibrant Caribbean community. One of the things that we were able to achieve in last year's capital plan was a study for a Caribbean cultural center. I believe that's
because
the
it
wording.
don't make no sense that we don't have one.
Right.
Bring back 3Cs.
Right. And that's what it is, right? It's
Right,
like I hear so many times from Caribbean promoters, no, they have no space.
They have no space.
Right. They have no space to go and celebrate their culture.
Yeah.
Right. And to have fun, but also like to educate, the next generation.
Yes.
Right. On their culture. Like who's gonna teach us how to cook fritters or how to boil some dumplings. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we need that history here in the city of Boston.
Absolutely.
And we need a space for it. So that's one thing that I push forward. But also just making sure that the funding is there for organizations who want to celebrate our culture, right? So it's like if you want to do a kiddies carnival, or if you want to do
all I'm hearing is funding and kiddies carnival.
Right. So if you want to do a carnival, if you want to have Penn on the plaza, right?
Yes.
Like making sure that those supports are there for those organizations.
So what we got to do, just hit you up and then you'll find us some money?
Yeah. Hit me up and I'll advocate. But also making sure that we're growing that part too, right?
Yeah.
And also making the connection that, other, not just City Hall Plaza, right, is open for these organizations, but other venues and areas are open to celebrate our culture and our community.
Are we, is there any movement on that? And maybe this might be a long time coming. Is there any movement on open space for celebrations? And why I asked, not to be a whistleblower, but there is a certain part that I pass by often. And the people is out there 1,000 strong.
Yes.
1,000 strong every single weekend. I know they ain't pulling permits.
Right.
I know they didn't ask permission.
Yeah.
Right.
I ain't gonna whistleblow. Is that what whistleblowing is? I think so. That's what it sounds like. But how is it that you can
gather,
occupy,
right?
occupy space.
So I want to make sure that it's legal for us to occupy space, right?
Yes. I think there's really have to be.
So I think there's some policies we have to take a look at. I know one thing that has been brought to my attention is that you can't have ticketed events on public property, right?
Okay.
Right. So one of my things is like, why? Right. If it's if it could be a revenue generator for the city of Boston, and also a place to convene. And we also know when we convene our community, it has, positive impacts on a whole host of things like economics, violence reduction, building community. Right. So it's like, is that a bad thing if we're ticketing to go on, public property? So it's like, why should we start exploring that opportunity or that option? So, I hear you. You know, people do it illegally already.
Yeah,
right.
but
So
we
it's
want
like,
to
how do we make it legal and put in the right parameters in place and framework to make sure that we're having the right guardrails around making sure that it's safe.
But y'all are working on it.
So it's something that I thought about,
Mhm.
after seeing this, 2 years in a row, two
Yeah.
summers in a row, and hearing from, our promoters on
Because
the lack of
literally
space.
what's happening is that we're finding a space, and then once you find that one space, everybody goes to that
Right.
one space, and
Oversaturated.
they can't handle the volume.
Right.
It starts to become more of a quantity issue instead of a quality issue.
Yep. Absolutely.
And then we lose that
And we
space,
lose it.
and then we have to start over.
Yes. So I think we just need to start thinking as a city what spaces we have that we can make available.
Yeah.
And changing that policy around.
And as we wrap up, anything that you are looking forward to getting moving be in the next campaign, because you are up for re-election
Yes.
come September.
Yes.
So you are looking for votes.
Yep.
What can we plan on seeing from you?
Yes. So I'm going to continue to deliver for our community, and it's going to be tangible investments. One thing I'm looking to build out more this year is we won in this last budget cycle is maternal health grants.
Yes.
That's something that I was excited about. So building out that programming here in the city of Boston. The other thing that I'm happy to be pushing forward is the Black and Brown Economic Empowerment Agenda, which is going to be a policy agenda that I'm going to be rolling out hopefully next year, which is just going to speak to give us a framework and guidelines on how do we get there and what are the policy initiative that I'm going to be pushing forward in my next term to achieve the Black and Brown Economic Empowerment Agenda, but also one on healthy community.
Healthy community.
Yes, healthy communities, which is going to be a framework more centered around building up and empowering our community to build safer and also education. So our Cradle to Career initiative, which is going to be just focusing on our youth.
Cradle to career.
That sounds nice.
They got a long time to go.
Yes. Yep. Which is going to be focusing on youth and our young adults on making sure that they're having and achieving family sustaining wages once they graduate our education system.
I love that. It seems like you have go ahead.
Can I don't want the council to go without throwing some tough questions at him. I don't want us to give us too many softball questions.
Man, you thought those were all soft lows?
Yeah, man is sweating.
Those were easy. For you, they were easy. I do want you to talk about your district office.
Yes.
I also want you to talk quickly about the criticism that the Boston City Council has been receiving in the press, and what the hopes for the next iteration of the council looks like in terms of, are you supporting anybody in the upcoming election? I know there's a vacancy with Michael Flaherty not running for office.
Yeah.
So if you could tie all those in together in that way, Hot Sauce can wrap up. But I wanted to at least have you address some of the criticism about the council at this current moment.
All right, I'm gonna start with the easy one then. So we do have a spot on 5 Erie Street. My brother and I, we have a district office located at 5 Erie Street. We're open from 12 to 6. And this is just an opportunity for the community to come, to us and let us know their problems. I don't even say the problem, but their advocacy, because sometimes we even host nonprofits who have their policy agenda and they want our support, and they come in there and they have conversations with us. And the reason why we opened in 5 Erie Street is, our office is all the way downtown, and the State House is downtown. Right. And it's next to Vaughn Fish and Chip and Island Style.
Yeah,
and Island
Style.
Island Style's nice. That's a nice
Yes.
place to go.
Yes.
Shout out to Bond's Fish and Chips.
Yeah.
Yes. So right there in the neighborhood, we just wanted to make it accessible for our community. In terms of the council, I think that we are growing. I think that this was it was a young council, this is all of our first years, and a whole lot of new processes where the terms came into redistricting. It's something that happens every 10 years, and it was very political. It's always a very political process.
For a new council at that too.
Right, for a new counselor. So I think that all of that played out. So we saw something that we only see to every 10 years, right? The politicizing of the council, and the whole new budget process too, right? We had this new budgetary powers that could be politicized as well. Like, where are your priorities, which the amendment process kind of outlined. So I think with the new council and the new powers, we saw that front and center. So I don't want to say it was. I don't want to put it into a negative light. I think it was negative because it was more new than the old, right? There was a lot of new things that the city of Boston was seeing, that the media was creating new headlines to kind of.
I mean, we saw some videos and pictures.
Yeah, I mean, but when you're fighting for people, like, what does it look like, right?
Yeah.
You know, when you're fighting for your community, when you're fighting for your neighborhood, then what does like really look like? So I think like the new power that we have was shaped into a way into a negative light. So I do think that the with Michael Council Flaherty leaving. And I want to thank Councilor Ferry for all his years, 20 years of service.
Last week.
Yep, 20 years of service. I want to just say, thank you to Councilor Flaherty, but I think there's an opportunity to get a new councilor in there. And, I have endorsed Henry Santana. At large.
Santana.
Yep. Henry Santana at large, 27-year-old Dominican male.
27?
Yes. He's going to be, advocating for the younger generation. And he did a lot of good work in civic organizing, and I'm looking forward to having him on the council.
Henry Santana.
Yes.
We got to talk to Henry. Oh, okay, Henry. Did I meet Henry before? I think I met Henry. Oh, he's cute. He's married. He's 27. Let it go. So I know. We'll have Henry come in here and sit down and talk to you guys about what his plans are to join the council. With that said, Brian, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm glad that you were able to get your points and let this community know what you have been working on. We've seen you in the streets. We've seen you and your brother in the streets. And we hope that, that you guys are able to continue doing the work that you do. We'll definitely be hitting you up for a little bit of change.
Yes, we're here. We can't do it without you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. Carlos, thank you for joining us for another edition of Super Tuesdays. We'll see you next Tuesday because we're not letting you go. While we got you here, you are staying here. Dang it.
I'll get a lineup for next week.
Thank you very much. Your lighting looks wonderful, though. I like it. It looks great. Have a good one. We'll be right back in a few moments. Take a shot.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com.
Did you know that you can now get a standard Massachusetts driver's license regardless of your immigration status? To get help with your application, a list of all required documents, and nearby appointment scheduling, visit mass.gov/WFMA. Your license is your way forward, so why not get started today? Register now at mass.gov/WFMA or call 857-368-WFMA.
SI Promotions USA, alongside Specialists and Friends, presents Ecstasy. Ecstasy, a summer chic affair where the music seduces your mind, body, and soul. Ecstasy. On Sunday, July 30th, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Mojito's Country Club, 44 Mosaic Drive, Randolph, Massachusetts, 02368.
Yeah, cause girls is players too.
Featuring Steely Bashman from NYC, Freeze International from NYC, Sound Inc. Family, Ghetto Hype, and Cypress. Hosted by Specialist, FC, and Trickstar. Ecstasy.
Say you're back from which part? Tell up the winner one dip that.
Your ticket locations: TNE Mini Mart, Tasha Michelle's Closet, 1775 Dorchester Avenue, Boston, Mass. 02124. Get your tickets online at ecstasy.frontlineticketing.com.
I'm not going no small threat. Let me extend my apology.
Ecstasy, a summer chic affair.
Are you tired of renting and need more of your own space? Are you getting stressful letters or calls from the bank? Does your home require expensive repairs and you just don't have the funds to fix them? Regardless of whether you want to buy or sell, Taylor Andre of Thumbprint Realty is here to help. From saving your home from foreclosure to walking you through the process of becoming a first-time homeowner, Taylor makes real estate easy. With your best interests at heart, knowledge of the market, and a passion for people, Taylor is dedicated and motivated to serve you.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Taylor Andre, and I am determined and dedicated in assisting you in all of your real estate needs. Give me a call at 617-459-0041. Again, that number is 617-459-0041. Or you can email me at TAYLAANDRE@thumbprintrealty.com.
Advertise your business, brand, or music on Spark FM. Contact us at sparkfmonline.com for more information.
The all-new Spark FM.
You're the baddest one.
Spark FM. You are now listening to Spark FM. Spark FM. Spark FM.
Oh, yes, you kindly. Miss Jolie, know your mango sweet, so Jolie, know your mango.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
Dum 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 ba-dum. I like this song too. It's not a sweet song.
Song of the summer.
Something I want to wear festival chic to.
Mm-hmm.
What is festival chic? Do you get that?
Festival chic. What's festival chic? I don't know.
What is it?
I always just think tassels. There has to be some strings. There has to be movement in your outfit.
What is chic?
I don't know. When we were in Bermuda, every dress code was something chic. Beach chic, jungle chic, somebody else chic.
That's what I
White
put on
chic,
one of the things for
chic.
attire for Spark the Block is festival chic. Because I just thought that
Chic.
sounded fun.
Elegantly and stylishly fashionable.
Yes, festival chic. Yes.
Festival chic.
That means I gotta wear an outfit. I gotta wear a combination outfit.
Yeah, to me, festival wear just always has to have movement. So it has to be some tassels or a feather or something with some movement on it because you want to move, you want to be seen.
No, you could because if you think, I mean,
I'm looking at. I literally just Googled festival chic and
could movement be baggy pants?
Yeah, there's baggy pants here with shimmers on them. There's frilly things. There's kimono looking things. There's bright colors and stuff tied around your head.
Okay.
So, this is not.
This is fun.
No.
Yes, Tristan, this is fun. This is so.
I think it's tacky.
Well, it's freaking festival wear. Festival wear is tacky. You wear a cowboy boot with a pom pom shorts and a t-shirt. And
who's asking y'all to dress like this?
This is what we want people to dress like. Come outside to the seaport and be sexy.
Festival chic.
You know, wear a little bra top with a little overlay, a little baggy yet loose, a little baggy yet tight short. And a little chancleta, a little platform.
When we were at the Jerk Fest, was how many degrees was it that day?
1,000,000.
1,000,000 degrees. There was a girl there. She came in. She had on pom pom shorts, some over the knee patent leather boots, and a plaid shirt tied around her waist, and a t-shirt.
I'm not a fan of the patent leather women.
In 96 degrees,
but it looks cute.
It did. It was very
mad cute.
Chic.
What do y'all think about patent leather? I had this conversation last night. Women in patent leather and leather in general.
I like women in leather in the fall and winter.
Yeah. I like a leather. I like a good patent leather. I like a good stretchy, shiny material.
I feel like the patent leather just looks so cheap and just.
I mean, it's
like
patent. It's shiny.
Looks like y'all gonna bust out the patent leather.
Dominatrix wear.
Sexy.
Right.
It's sexy wear.
Yes.
It's put on your little
festival. Yes, but maybe I should put black.
Urban. That's urban.
Urban.
I'm sorry, guys. You guys just
So
gotta bear with
for
me.
urban festival, like you're thinking like the Roots picnic. That's very jeans and t-shirt and a fly sneaker.
No, see, I like this. See, like all of these wears where you put on a little muscle shirt with a little pom short and a hat.
Movement.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna go do-si-do dancing.
Do-si-do.
Yes.
Because first of all, y'all black people can't do without a line dance. Y'all cannot do a party without a line dance or a walk it to the road and run the road. Swag serving. Yeah.
And it's not that song.
It's not that song.
I walk into a room and I go to the corner. What is that? What is that?
Janet said the pink you wore at Flex. Would that be patent leather? What pink?
See, no, the pink that I wore in Flex, that's not patent leather. That's
patent
shiny polyester.
That shiny, cheap looking.
Patent leather is
like plastic.
Bag. Yeah, plastic bag wear. But what I had on was a shiny polyester. That's sexy.
Shiny polyester.
That's spandex.
Yes,
but that's not chic festival wear either. Now, had I had on the top with a little frayed pom short and a platform sandal and a jean shirt around my waist. Festival wear. Festival. Anyways, let's get into our national and world and entertainment news. We'll just jump around and find out all of the things, all of the most intricate things. We can start off with Carly. Let me find the video first.
Oh, you found something? There's more about
Carly?
Carly?
An update. Her mother actually spoke out and said that she was fighting for her life.
Carly. Oh, her mother spoke out. Okay, good. Yesterday there was a story in our notes too about a black woman that was detained in Dubai.
For yelling
because it's against the law for women to be loud in Dubai. She was there on a fun trip. Her and her friend had to go return the friend's rental car, and something happened in the rental car place. The man yelled at her. She yelled back. She was arrested and detained for 2 months in Dubai because of that situation. Look up that story. It's very, very interesting. A woman was gored by a bison at Yellowstone. And why was she? Why were you that close to the bison? Didn't we talk about this last week?
Yes.
Stop going near these animals. Stop doing it. Don't go near these animals. If you go,
what is gored?
It used its horns and pierced her.
Father Jesus, Lord, have mercy on my soul.
Yeah, so a woman was gored by a bison at Yellowstone National Park. She was a tourist. The unidentified 47-year-old tourist from Phoenix was walking with another person near the Lake Lodge cabins on the north shore of Lake Yellowstone when they saw 2 bison. Officials said the 2 visitors turned around and tried to walk away, but one of the bison charged at them and gored the woman. The woman sustained significant injuries to her chest and abdomen and was transported by helicopter to Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center. Park officials did not provide an update on the wounded tourist's condition. It was unknown how close the visitors were to the bison when it charged. The investigation is ongoing. This is not the first bison attack against a park visitor since June of 2022. Last month, we talked about this. I put a string of human encounters with Yellowstone wildlife that were going viral on social media. This morning, as I was driving down Park Street, there was a gang of 4 turkeys just standing at someone's gate. And I was like, what if this person wants to get out of their yard? How are they going to fight off these turkeys?
First of all, I wouldn't go near a turkey, and goddamn sure wasn't going near a free bison.
No,
while I'm in its territory.
No, well, they said they weren't necessarily going towards the bison. They were just walking by their cabins, and the bison came and attacked them.
I would have ran the other way.
First of all, those wild turkeys the same height as me. So
first of all, them wild turkeys is dangerous.
You ever seen one open up?
Yes.
I don't like it.
First of all, CK was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna eat that turkey for Thanksgiving." No, not that one, fatty.
A sailor and his dog were found months after stranded in the Pacific Ocean.
I'm glad they were found.
I'm glad they were found as well. This kind of reminds me of the Tom
with the soccer
with the ball
Castaway.
What was the name of the ball?
Wilson. I cried.
I cried.
Wow, where were they?
They were stranded in the Pacific. I have not had enough food for a long time, said Tim Shattuck. They were the sailor Tim Shattuck, 51, and Bella the dog departed from La Paz, Mexico 3 months ago. A month into his journey, a storm struck his white catamaran, wiping out all electronics. Shattuck said he and Bella survived 3 months at sea, eating raw fish and drinking rainwater. They were rescued by a Mexican tuna trawler over the weekend. I have been through a very difficult ordeal at sea, Shattuck said. Told the channel, adding that he had fishing and other survival gear with him.
Hold on, we gotta see this because this crazy.
Show me
Castaway.
what it say. It is Castaway, but he at least had the dog with him.
I know. Wow. And the dog is good company, but 3 friggin' months.
Yeah.
How long was Castaway? That was like 8 years, wasn't it?
He was gone for a long
There we go.
Call it a real-life castaway. Australian sailor Tim Shattuck looking gaunt and haggard, but alive. Saved after missing for 3 months at sea, say his rescuers. This video shot by them and obtained by 9 News Australia.
I have not had enough food for a long time.
The 54-year-old and his dog Bella found on their catamaran by a Mexican tuna trawler in the Pacific Ocean. The duo surviving by eating raw fish and drinking rainwater. Their ordeal began back in April when Shattuck and Bella departed from the Baja California Peninsula, bound for French Polynesia, a 3,700-mile journey. But 2 weeks into the voyage, trouble. A heavy storm taking out their boat's communication systems. The duo drifting for months on the open sea, holding on to hope and each other. Then a miracle. Their stranded boat spotted by a helicopter. The duo soon pulled to safety by fishermen.
We've been through a very difficult ordeal at sea, and I'm just needing rest and good food because I've been alone at sea a long time.
According to his rescuers, Shattuck had fishing and survival equipment on his boat and avoided sunburns and heat stroke by staying under its canopy. Experts say another key to his survival may have been his dog.
It provided companionship. It provided a purpose. It gave Tim something that he had to do each day, something to look after.
Shattuck, an IT expert from Sydney and reported stage 4 cancer survivor, is now doing well and showing normal vital signs, according to the cruise rep.
Wow.
I have very good medicine. I'm being looked after very well.
Wow. His story of survival, a lesson for us all. Even when the odds seem stacked against you.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, his first mistake was attempting to go 3,700 miles to somewhere else. You don't got to do that.
In a boat.
Why were they lost for so long, though? Nobody reported them missing or anything like that?
That's a good
they were
question.
On the boat.
Yeah.
For 3 months.
That's a great question.
I don't understand that.
Maybe, and he's not he's an IT professional, so he must got a friend somewhere to be like, hey, I haven't seen John in 3 months. Anybody seen him?
I don't understand.
That's crazy.
That part.
That is crazy.
That happened, and that is very good.
And one of y'all social media people tore up the Tour de France.
Yeah.
Fan taking selfie causes huge crash, wiped out 15 plus riders. I would have to beat that fan's ass.
There were no killings. Nobody died.
I'm looking at the video. Oh, let me go back. Let's play the video because, hold on. It happened so fast.
Let me see. What you looking at?
But where's the camera? So I'm looking at the video right now, and it's the front rider goes down.
Oh, somebody went to go take a selfie and cause everybody to trip.
Why would they do that?
Where's the video?
It's in the story, but you can't really see the people taking the picture. I don't know what happened, but somebody was trying to take a selfie with somebody, and then they ended up causing a crash, which is cool. Let me see. Hold on, we're gonna bring up the video. I'm gonna explain it for you guys that are listening on the radio portion, and you guys are not too dead.
All right,
here it is. Look at him there. Is the one in the hat? Oh, you got a whole sign, you jackass.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh
No. That's
no.
awful.
No. That is terrible.
But watch everything in slow motion again. Look at.
That person could have
Bong. Oh, one down, two down.
No.
Oh!
No! Sheesh.
Good thing for a helmet. Arrest her. Arrest it.
Yeah.
Arrest it.
Not her moving her sign away like you broke my sign, though.
Right. Like, oh my gosh, all dramatic.
Not my sign.
Right.
And now you cause this thing. This people be training for this Tour de France all their lives. Where we gonna eat that at? Because I want to eat
Tour de France?
no, whatever he had on the screen just now. Okay, so we're gonna keep on moving. Jordan Woods and Kylie Jenner have reunited, and it feels so good.
Who's that? Who's that?
They got broken
That's
up
the little
over-
black girl.
over
Remember when
somebody kissing somebody's
Jordan
boyfriend?
was supposedly kissing Tristan Thompson while he was out just effing the world, and they want to be mad at the little black girl. Then she went on to be thriving and striving. Now they want to be friends and gone somewhere else, Kylie.
Right.
Gone somewhere else. Elton John testifies on Kevin Spacey's behalf in sexual assault trial. Our producer says this is gross considering what happened to the victims that accused Kevin Spacey. This guy's a real life villain, like a hitman show come to life. Kevin Spacey was accused of mad things, wasn't he?
Kevin Spacey was a nasty man.
He is a nasty man.
Yep.
That's why he can't play no more videos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. The accuser said the incident happened either 2004 and 2005, but Elton testified Spacey was only at one pool party. In 2001, Elton said Spacey spent the night at his home after the party. Elton's husband, David Furnish, also testified Spacey was only at the 2001 bash and said he had checked photographs of the event, which backed up his testimony. Spacey has pled not guilty to 12 sexual assault charges that could end in life in prison if convicted.
So he defending them.
Yes.
Oh no, this ain't right.
This is not right.
So.
See, if I would just be like, Spacey, you're my friend and all, but I gotta stay out of this.
I associate.
Yeah, I gotta stay out of this because it's very controversial, and I am who I'm until John.
We have. You want to go to this Carly Russell update?
Yes, please.
All right. Police methodically combing through evidence after Carly Russell returns home. So we spoke about Carly Russell yesterday. She's a young lady that went disappeared. What state was that in?
It's called, what's it called? Hobo. And
she saw the little girl she saw a little person on the side of the road.
A toddler on the side of the road.
Pulled over to see what was going on, to see if they were okay, and apparently she went missing. So this is an update here. She went missing and returned home a couple of hours later.
No, a couple of days later.
Couple of days.
So thankful.
25-year-old Carly Russell back at home tonight. She showed up at her home late Saturday night. The question now, though, what happened? Thanks for choosing WTF 13 News. I'm Guy Rawlings.
And I'm Brittany Decker. People all over the world have been following this story so closely. And now we're all waiting to find out what happened to Carly Russell and how did she end up back at her home?
We're bringing you the latest information tonight as part of our team coverage. WTF 13's Chip Scarborough and Ian Wright's live tonight.
We begin with Ian. Police are still quiet on this entire situation, Ian.
Yeah, so Brittany and Guy, we did just get an update from police about an hour ago. It doesn't give us a lot of new information about what happened, but it does give us an idea of where they're focusing that investigation now that Carly is back home and safe with her family. So let me go ahead and run you through exactly what they said. Again, this was released just after 5 o'clock tonight. It said, quote, detectives are combing through numerous pieces of evidence collected from the time she went missing until her return home and beyond. Each piece of information is helping investigators reconstruct Carly's movements during the time she was missing. They went on to say this is a tedious process, but it's important to make sure everything is methodically evaluated so we have the clearest possible picture of what took place from the time Carly called 911 until she returned home on Saturday night. So keep in mind, that was about a 48-hour period, Thursday night until Saturday evening. While we don't know exactly what happened during that time frame, we do have an idea of what happened in the moments leading up to her disappearance. So let me run you through that, and that's what we know from police. Again, that was Thursday night. Carly went missing after leaving work. She ordered food from a restaurant in Hoover. She picked up the food. Police say it appears she was alone at the time and was not being followed. We also know at about 9:30 that night, she called some friends or family members, and then at 9:34 called 911 reporting a child on the side of I-459 right near the Colonnade. Police say she is the only such call to come in about that child. Carly stopped on the side of the interstate. Within 5 minutes, police were on the scene. Carly was gone, though, leaving behind everything, including her cell phone. Now, 2 days later, this is Saturday night now, she showed up at her house around 10:30 that evening, her parents immediately calling the police. Carly was taken to a hospital. She was treated and released. We also know police spoke with her some point at Saturday night. They took a statement from her, but they say that's part of an ongoing investigation that will continue. Those details have not been released. As you can imagine, it has been a very long and tiring days for Carly Russell's family, her friends, a number of folks in the community coming together, helping with those search efforts.
We still don't know.
Joining us
So
live.
we still don't know anything.
this whole statement that the police put out was everything that happened prior to her getting kidnapped.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure why we need or care to know that, but
You
what
said her
happened
mother
after.
spoke.
So yeah, that's the video right there of her mom speaking.
Okay.
What did the mother say?
We're gonna listen to it.
Oh, okay.
Tap
Still ain't sounding right. Let me see here now.
Just so much joy. This morning, in an exclusive sit down with NBC News, the parents of 25-year-old Carly Russell.
Oh, sorry.
You don't know when your moment.
Jeez,
I'm
Louise.
sorry.
That one there.
Okay, here we go.
Her again. What was it like?
To me, I mean, just so much joy.
This morning, in an exclusive sit down with NBC News, the parents of 25-year-old Carly Russell are speaking out, describing the moment their daughter appeared on their doorstep after being missing for more than 48 hours. What did you do when you saw her?
We tried to hug her as best we could, but I had to stand back because she was not in a good state. So we had to stand back and let medical professionals work with her. But it's okay.
Last Thursday, police say Carly called 911 to report a toddler walking alone on the interstate. She pulled over while on the phone with a family member who described hearing Carly scream.
Her vehicle's unlocked, running, all her personal belongings except for her phone.
On the scene, police found no sign of Carly or a child, and they say no children were reported as missing during that time period. The Russells waited in agony until Saturday night.
There were actually just so many calls and texts from people who maliciously lied to us. I just didn't know people could be so evil.
Authorities have not indicated where Carly was during the 48 hours she was missing or what happened. Her parents declined to share what their daughter told them, citing the ongoing investigation. And can you tell me what happened Saturday night? Did you just get a knock at the door?
Anything leading to the case itself, we can't discuss that.
But they say speculation about the circumstances surrounding Carly's disappearance are only making things worse.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
Her family now urging the public to let the investigation play out, but mentioning an abductor. Her mother asking to read a brief message to the public.
Carly has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
NBC News has reached out to the Hoover Police Department to ask whether they're looking for an individual involved. Police have just said they're following up on all information provided by Carly.
And when I talked to you all on Saturday, you also said your daughter is a fighter and she would find a way back to you.
I felt that in my heart.
Is that what happened?
She did. She found her way back to us. However, we can't discuss the details of that.
I believe the girl was abducted. I believe that it was some type of human trafficking that they did not want to proceed with when they saw the attention that this was getting. What I don't understand is how we are living in 2023 and you want the public to remain respectful when y'all continue to tell the public nothing. Like all of that was absolutely nothing. The one thing that we got from that whole entire talk from her mom was the fact that there is an abductor.
You think she was abducted?
I do. I have no reason to believe. There's nothing in me that's telling me that this is something that she just randomly did. unless there's mental health issues that are associated with it. I don't believe just because people didn't see a toddler on the road that there wasn't one. We don't know what she actually saw on the road. And I just don't understand. I don't for 1 minute think that somebody in their right frame of mind who just got their food from somewhere and going home to sit down and eat it decides that they're going to pull over to the side of the road, call 911, call their friend, say that there's a random ass toddler in here, and then fake her disappearance. I don't believe it. I don't know. I will if it comes out that it was wrong after, but I just don't understand what all of the confusion is about. What do people not believe?
Gina says that it wasn't supposed to go that far. She told her family that it wasn't supposed to go that far.
So it was a setup?
I don't know. It just doesn't. They have video of the car pulling over. We don't see a kid on the side of the road, and nobody else saw a kid.
I don't even understand what the video of the car was supposed to say to us because I watched that several times.
The person on the side of the road thing was just the weirdest thing to me. Period.
Yeah, I need
like,
to
what's
know.
your questions? Like, what are your questions?
I just don't get it. It just doesn't seem. It doesn't. The pieces. There's a big missing piece to this.
That's what I feel like. I don't know. Like, it feels like she had. I don't know if she had a mental break and saw something that wasn't there, and then
I keep thinking about the woman on the plane who was like, "That man was not
so
real."
You guys always make fun of me about this, but again,
watching 911,
watching 911 Lone Star.
Yes.
In the beginning of this, if you have not watched it, I'm pretty sure you probably won't, unlike me. The woman has been missing her sister for 3 years. It was supposed that her boyfriend had done something to her, but the boyfriend kept on saying, I didn't do it. I don't know where she went. She left my house. Good. Apparently, she got into a car with some other people. She did have a mental break, and she was living under a bridge for the last 3 years. In this situation, that's the only fishy thing that I will say about this. It sounds like if it wasn't an actual abductor, it was a mental break.
Yeah.
Like completely out of her mind, schizophrenia. The fact that even now you guys are asking the public to give you your peace and privacy, but you're telling us that you can't tell us nothing because the investigation is going on. If there's an abductor out there, I think we all need to know.
Exactly.
We all need to damn know. And if the abductor has a baby, we need to know. We need to know.
Dee said she was
shrooms
microdosing shrooms. The
I
shrooms kicked in
I
sooner
just
than
want the
expected.
story to come out so I can know, so I can pick a side. Because right now I'm choosing black women. That's all I gotta say.
Evan Jesus said body snatchers maybe, and it ain't even the same girl that came back.
That's a doppelganger.
See, look. She was probably hallucinating. See, that's another thing. She could have been hallucinating.
Yeah.
And then but then where did she go?
I think she just walked in the woods.
I
and
think
just
so.
Walked in the
But
woods.
they did a search. Didn't they do a search? Or did they not do a search?
They did. They said they were going to be searching till the ends of the earth. So I think they did.
Yeah, so they did a search. So where did she go outside of a car to be able to walk back home?
And then the police came there.
That other girl from
They would have found her in the mud, Janet. Damn
Police
it.
came there in 5 minutes after the call, and she was nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found. I'm pretty sure they did a preliminary search. So she had to be somewhere close unless she climbed the damn tree and sat up there and watched the police looking at her. I seen that in another series as well.
That girl was in Mexico.
She couldn't even made it to Mexico. I don't know. Y'all pray for the child. She need all the help she go get at this point. And I'm glad that she was found. So maybe one day somebody will stop writing paragraphs to us and tell us what the hell happened to this girl.
The good thing about this, though, is that they did give some attention to this black girl being missing.
Yes.
Because how many times does that not happen?
The comment sections is wild. They said if she's lying, they're not even gonna send the what is it? Was the fox and the hound? The hounds out to go find us because they're gonna be like, all black people do is lie. So if this is the case, I don't know. Y'all, I don't know what's wrong with the world. It's 2023. We all just Jesus is coming. He's coming.
Jesus is coming.
He's coming soon, working and waiting. Oh, come, there's still room. No man knows the hour when we'll see the moon. So coming for his bride. Oh,
What is you talking about?
I'm singing it. I'm singing hymns.
Singing hymns.
What's wrong with you?
I do know one thing. I'm going to get a steak and plantain bowl from over there at Chickasee Looms.
Where? I'm hungry.
Steak and at where?
From across from Forest Hills.
Oh, Acholitos.
Yes.
Oh, that's Corey's place.
That's what I'm
He
going.
loves some Acholitos. I'm gonna go get that too.
Yep.
All right, everybody, have a good night. We'll be. Let me get one. Bye.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM. Log on to sparkfmonline.com.
Yamba Market. Visit the first Black-owned dispensary in Cambridge. Yamba Market's mission is to participate authentically in building a socially restorative adult cannabis market in Massachusetts and beyond. Their commitment to the Yamba family is to provide an inclusive and exemplary experience focused on a broad selection of unique strains, quality products, and customer journey. Open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. 580 Mass Avenue, Central Square, Cambridge, Massachusetts. Registration at yambamarket.com.